Hi everyone, and welcome back to Flight Sim 24. Today, I am in the Bahamas. First off, I'm sure you're thinking, why am I doing a tutorial on the simplest plane, probably one of the simplest planes in this entire simulator? And there is a reason why, and I'm going to show you why, okay? I took the chocks off in the pitot tube right here, okay? And we're going to climb in a plane. It's going to be really scenic out here, but I'm just going to do a little flight around and come back. And I'm going to show you some things I found out about this plane. If you're having a problem with this plane detecting a crash and right when you take off, then you're going to want to watch a little bit more of this. I'm going to show you why that's happening, because it took me a little while and I stopped flying it for a while. You know, and this Hawk Arrow 2 is kind of like an ultralight. Easy to start up and get going, but it's not always easy to fly, because when you have some wind, you know, it can get pretty bad, okay? And look over here at the windsock. You see the windsock? Got a little bit of wind. I don't know how bad it is, but I didn't listen to any ATIS or anything. So let's climb in a plane, and I'm going to show you what the deal is here, okay? First off, you have these panel windows, doors, whatever, zip and unzip. And if you never played around with this plane much, you may not realize that you could do that, okay? And over here on the right, you have the engine choke on or off. And start the plane is very simple. All you do is turn your master on, transponder, we'll put the, we'll prime it some. Okay, nav lights, I guess I can put those on. A couple other lights here, alright. And let's hit the altimeter to get that set. Now, your two magnetos for your ignition. Transponder's on. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the plane up now, which is simple. You just press this button. There you go. Now, one thing I want to mention also, this aircraft does not have parking brakes. So if you have a strong wind coming from behind you or like in front of you, it'll start pushing the plane the minute you know, you take the chocks off. You don't have to even start it. It's kind of funny, you know. So, but right now it's not doing that. The wind's not that powerful moving it. And this here comes on too. I'm not sure what happened there. It's usually on, I believe. All right, but all right, so we're started up, and now let's go ahead and get taxiing a little bit. No worries about the grass. We got bush wheels, pretty big. All right, so let's go ahead and get on the runway here. Now you don't want to, as with any tail dragger, you do not want to press the brakes too hard when you're going too fast, because it will nose forward on you. Alright, now let me show you something here. Alright, when you take off with this plane and get right in the air, if you take off as it is, it will detect a crash. Because these windows, any one of these windows is unzipped, if you have realism settings on all the way, like I do all the time, it will detect a crash. Okay, so I'm going to show you that right now. We're going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and take off. And it's a little louder with the windows unzipped too. So and it takes a little bit. You got to be kind of careful with the rudder to try to keep it lined up on the runway when you're taking off. It'll kind of do it, get itself in the air without much input. There you go. You see that? Right when I lifted off, it crashed. It detected a crash. Now I'm going to show you why that happened, alright? Watch this. Boom. Alright? See that? Any one of these four windows, if you unzip, it's going to detect a crash. Okay? So, you want to keep those zipped up when you take it off. So let's restart the flight, and I'm going to show you real quick how that's going to work when I'm taking off and I have all of the doors zipped up. Okay. It's just kind of annoying if you've been trying to fly this plane and that kept happening to you, because I stopped flying it, you know, because I never realized that was going on. I was like, just not understand why it kept doing that, and it got frustrating, you know. But that's all it is, okay? And let's go ahead back and go through this, and you can see me do this process again, which it's not much of a process, all right? Yeah, you see this is on now, so I don't know why it was off at first. I'm not sure. Maybe I forgot to turn something on. All right. So let's go ahead and, you know, we're going to go ahead and unzip these windows right now. Why? Because I still want that nice Bahama breeze blowing in this aircraft while I'm taxiing, okay? All right, let's go here. It's just one of those planes that when you just want to hop in and get in the air as quick as possible without anything to do, this is the one to fly. You just want to do sightseeing real quick, all right? Okay, so now let's show you exactly how this works. We're going to zip up all of these windows, and it's going to get quieter. Each window one zip up makes it quieter. Isn't that cool? Alright, so now let's go ahead and take off. A crosswind can really be a pain with this little plane. But we don't have too much of a crosswind. And just like that, nice takeoff, no crashes detected, and there you go. Now if I open one of these, unzip one of these doors, you know what's going to happen. So yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to show today, because if any of you all were having problems flying this plane because of that, and that's what it is. All right. Just to trim a little bit, and notice I never use any flaps or nothing to get in the air, none at all. And right here you do have your flaps. In case you're wondering, you can use your pitches, your trims right here, up or down, you know. A short look at this Bahama area here, because it's really pretty. All right. So I'm just going to kind of come back around here, and I'm going to go ahead out this way, and I'm going to land. All right. Come on back around. This also may be the slowest aircraft in the sim. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. Okay. I mean, notice our speed right now. We're not even at 60 knots, so yeah. It's a small, very sluggish aircraft. But it's great for sightseeing, as you can see. All the gorgeous Bahama water, as expected. Come on in for landing. No approaches to set or nothing like that. Just come right on in. flaps. I'm going to have to come around a little bit. I don't need a lot of room to land. All right, there we go. A little bit easier on those sticks right there. I'm a little bit high, but it's no big deal because, I mean, there's nothing to the plane as far as landing it goes. Just don't use your brakes too much when you land it. I would recommend just letting it kind of slow itself down. Very slight taps on the brakes. And notice, that still wasn't the best landing. By no means. But it is what it is, okay? You got, you know, a little bit of wind here. Bahamas there. See how it wants to go forward a little bit. I can park just fine right in the grass over here. Something the other aircraft probably wish they could do. Alright, so there you go. And shut it down. I'm just clicking my switches. Alright, and right here. And you can also pull the choke if you want. Unzip all these doors here, windows. Alright, so there you go. That is the Hawk Arrow 2. I hope if any of you have been flying this plane or been frustrated with it doing that, I hope this kind of helps you out, because it took me a little while to figure out why it was crashing like that. I'm like, why is it doing it? I kept trying over and over and over, and I just could not figure out why it was doing that. Alright, so and I'm hoping this helped you. Alright, so thanks for watching. Until next time, bye for now.